Well, if it's no, I guess you can go find your class. All right, but this is Espanol. Vamos a comenzar. Let's get started. Yes, pick a seat. Por favor. Fatima? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Or is it Fatima?
It's Fatima in English. Well, you said it right.
En español es Fatima.
Yeah.
Joshua Josue. Jonathan.
Jonathan.
No, en español es Jonathan.
Okay.
Muy bien. Zacarías. Zachary. Okay. Madison. Okay. We'll add an A because you're a girl. Lauren. Pasha. Y Kyle. Muy bien. Oh, everyone's here. Excelente. This is Espanol 101. Don't worry, I do speak like English and stuff.
You didn't call my name.
Oh, lo siento. ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name?
Harold.
Harold.
Harold calls me Jeter.
Last name?
Doherty. Dorrity.
Harold. Entonces, señoritas. And perfecto. Señor. All right, so welcome, bienvenidos to Espanol 101, Mohawk Valley Community College. And the Spanish lesson begins now. This is Otoño 2022, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now, just from the context, okay? If you see 2022 and a word right before it, Otoño, what semester is this? Fall, yes, otoño means fall, okay? So this is otoño 2022 or 2022. This is Espanol 101. My name is Roman Santos, but por favor, please address me as either profesor, not professor, profesor Santos or señor Santos. Señor just means Mr., okay? So either one. I will answer to. The next vocabulary word. This one's really, really hard. Oficina.
Office.
Office. Muy bien. Gracias, Fatima. Oficina. My oficina is in Payne Hall 318. If you're new to campus, Payne Hall is the big building over there. Go up to the third floor, either walk or take the elevator. Find the vending machines. There's literally only one for food, one for soda. When you find that, just turn left, and my office is at the end of the hall. Okay, you literally cannot miss it. All right. My office hours. These are the times that I am in my office and available to talk to students. Preferably about Spanish, but anything else that you may need help with. Okay. I will be there on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 1 to 2 p.m. So today in the afternoon, 1 o'clock, my door will be open. You're welcome to come in. I usually don't get visitors on the first day of class. So I'll probably just be sitting there, checking my Instagram, whatever, updating stuff, getting your assignments ready for Wednesday. All that good stuff, okay? Or I'm also in my office on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:30 to 10:30 in the morning. So tomorrow, 9:30, I'll be there once again, doing pretty much, probably just getting ready for the day. Okay, but you're welcome to come on in. Now, if for whatever reason these times don't work for you, You are more than welcome to schedule another time with me that is better. I do have some free moments, or if you're willing to, I am more than happy to do it via Zoom. So hopefully, you have it on your phone or your device, and we can do a Zoom chat. Okay. Next vocabulary word. What do you think? Teléfono. Yeah, you guys should be in Spanish dose. You guys seem to know all these words already. Teléfono. My teléfono is 792-5595. Please be aware that that is my office teléfono, or my teléfono de oficina. Okay. Obviously, if someone were to call me right now, I am not in my oficina. I'm right here. So feel free to leave a voicemail, okay, if you want to do it old school. Leave a voicemail. I'll get back to you when I check my messages. Otherwise, the best way to get a hold of me, if you notice the last line there, correo electrónico. Okay. Now, we don't really say this in Spanish. We just call it like y'all do in English. What is correo electrónico? Email. Okay. Literally, in English, nobody says, "Oh, here's my electronic mail." No, we just say email. So in Espanol, we literally just say el email. Okay. If you just say el email, you're good. All right. The fancy word is correo electrónico. rsantos@mbcc.edu. Through the magic of wizardry or sorcery or whatever it is, it actually pops up on my watch. So I know that you've emailed me, or on my phone. I know that you've emailed me, and I can get back to you between classes or when I have a little bit of downtime and stuff like that. Okay. Preguntas, questions on that so far? All right. The textbook is Plazas. Okay. Now, I get the big fancy one because I'm the teacher. But most of you, if you buy it from the bookstore, do you mind? We'll get something that looks like this. Okay. It's loose leaf. Okay. If you want to put it in a binder, that's perfect. The one thing about getting it loose leaf is that we'll be doing chapter 1. So what's the only thing you really need to bring to class? Chapter 1, yeah, you don't have to carry, a big ass thing, just like the 20 pages of chapter 1, and that's it, okay? Now, if you want to bring, a big thing with you, that's fine, but, that's one of, like I said, the benefits of having it loose leaf. It should be available in the bookstore, or you might be able to find it online. I'm not supposed to say that. Online on some other site or whatever. But we do use this in class, okay, for the most part. So it is very, 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 very very helpful, all right, for you to bring it to class every day, all right? I'll probably switch to the paper one, but I just, had to bring my fancy teacher one, okay? So Plazas 5th edition. Okay, for the textbook. As far as the class goes, we will learn the fundamentals of Espanol, okay? Reading, writing, speaking, culture, all of that good stuff. You've already practiced some listening because I have thrown in un poquito Espanol into my sentences every now and then. And I do that. That's not how I normally speak, but that's Señor Santos mode, meaning that I'm hoping that, one, you understand some of the words. We'll talk about whether you've taken Espanol or not, but also you understand them by context, meaning that by the English that surrounds it, all right, you kind of get what the word is. All right, and yes, and when I say you'll be reading, don't worry, you'll be reading the instructions in the textbook, which you will find slowly transition into Espanol, okay? Writing, you're not going to be doing essays, but you are going to fill in blanks and write some words in Spanish. In addition, I will teach you to write in Spanish. You're like, isn't it the same, Santos? For the most part, okay? But in Espanol, we do use accent marks, we do use little things that you don't in Inglés, and especially if you're going to be using any kind of technology, there are little tricks to do that. Senor Santos is big on speaking, so you will be speaking in class, and you will have speaking assignments. So if you're afraid to talk, lo siento, I'm sorry. All right, but part of learning a language is being able to speak it. And as I mentioned, you're already doing some listening, even right now, okay, in Espanol, okay? Now, what do you need to be in this class? No previous Spanish instruction, okay, meaning if you've never taken Spanish before in your life, you're in the right place, okay, because that's how I start. I pretend that you know nothing besides the Taco Bell menu, okay? Yeah, you know how to say taco and gordita and nacho. Those are all Spanish words, they really are. You know, I mean, some of them are made up, but, you know, because we don't have, like, crunch wrap. All right, that's not a Spanish word. Okay, but most of them, okay, you do know at least some food vocabulary, okay? Or if you're in this situation, and typically most of my students are, you had less than 3 years of Spanish, but it happened more than 2 years ago. So you took Spanish as a freshman and sophomore in high school, and then that was it, and fast forward whatever number of years, and here you are. Okay, so you probably know a little bit, you probably remember vaguely a couple words or phrases, but it's been long enough that you've probably forgotten, or just from the fact that you haven't used it in 4 or 5 years, then you're okay, all right? Now, some of you may have taken a little bit more Spanish, some of you may have taken it much more recently, but you will find that we will probably cover that in the first couple months, and then, you know, come November, you'll be like, okay, this is new, all right? I don't think we ever did this, or I just don't remember, okay? So yeah, all right? If you've had more Espanol, we do have a Spanish 2 class. Not that I want to kick you out or anything, but, you know, might be one of those things to consider, all right? Questions, preguntas? Then skip down to the very bottom, por favor. Your grades, okay? I try to keep it fairly straightforward and very simple. I take the number of points that you earn and divide it by the number of points that are possible. If you're reasonably good at arithmetic, you know that that'll give you a percentage, all right? And then that percentage becomes a grade. I must apologize, I did copy and paste my syllabus from last semester. MBCC has added plus and minus grades now. Okay, so basically 90 to a 92 would be an A minus as opposed to an A, okay? 87 to 89 would be a B plus instead of a B, okay? Whereas at the bottom end, you know, you get B minuses like 80 to 82 or something like that, okay? Some people love it because instead of a B, it's a B plus, okay? But then some people hate it because instead of a B, it's a B. All right, so, but yeah, okay, so that's changed a little bit, but that's how I figure out your grades, okay? If you turn over, okay, numero uno, we will have an exam at the end of every chapter that we cover, okay? So I hope to cover, there's what we call a preliminary chapter, chapter 0, all right, and then the first 3, actually I want to cover the first 4 chapters, okay? So we'll have about 5 exams throughout the semester. Each exam will be worth 100 points, okay? If for whatever reason you do need to be absent, please talk to me. I will make arrangements with you, okay, to make up the test. If it is COVID related, we can do something else for you as well, okay? Each chapter consists of a speaking portion. You will also have an oral exam. Now, this started 2 years ago when everyone was in lockdown, okay? But I found that it was so popular and students really preferred this. I've kept it going. I used to make you come to my office. Now, all you need to do is record yourself and then send it to me. The easiest way that I have found, and you kids probably know how to do this better than, I had to have my son set it up for me. Create a YouTube channel, and then you can just upload it to that and send me the link. That is literally the easiest way. If you don't know how to do that, or if you don't want to, or like I've had some students like, I don't want to be on public, whatever, then you can try to email me the file. The only issue is that sometimes MV servers like aren't happy with big files, so it'll just reject it, it'll bounce it back to you. So we can come up with another way for you to get me your video recordings. Obviously, if it works, it works. You can email, you record yourself. Hola, Señor Santos, me llamo, Juan, y yo tengo, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Stop, send it as an attachment, and you're good to go. Okay. Otherwise, like I said, the easiest way, upload it to YouTube. Just send me the link. Okay. Questions on that? Yes.
So after each chapter, we take a quiz or test. How long do chapters usually take?
About 2 weeks, sometimes longer. Like this first one will be 2 weeks. The next ones will be like 2.5 to 3 weeks. Gracias. Any other preguntas? That means questions. Okay. So exam, speaking, okay. There might be some worksheets or other assignments. For that, I do ask you to hand them in on time. If for whatever reason you're not going to be in class or on campus the day that something is due, you are more than welcome to either leave it with the secretary in Payne Hall 346. She'll put it in my mailbox. You can slip it under my door, okay, 318, just, slide it in. Or I have no issues with this. You are more than welcome to email it to me, okay? That is fine. I don't care if you send it via email. Now this next part I've kind of changed a bit. Obviously, if you're going to email something to me, it probably should be typed. That's just how it works. But you can forget that if you handwrite it and slip it under my door, that's fine too. Okay, so you can delete the part that says handwritten assignments will receive a 0. No, you can slide it under my door. You can give it to the secretary, if you decide to handwrite something. All right. I will allow you about 6 absences during the semester, but after that, I will start taking points off. Okay. Now this does not include COVID-related absences. If you test positive and have to isolate and stuff like that. This is more like it's a 10 a.m. class and I really don't feel like going, and it's Friday and it's really nice outside. It's those situations, okay? Or your car breaks down, or you miss your ride, or stuff like that. Okay, stuff like that, I get it. Even I'll be sick on a Friday, and maybe cancel class. So I understand. We all need a mental break, especially with how the world is. So you get a few of those. Okay. After that, though, all right, you're kind of pushing it. Okay. If for whatever reason you're absent on a day when I'm handing something out, I'm not going to carry it around with me for like 3 weeks, hoping that you ask me for it. If you really, really want it back, then come to my office. Usually it has to do with exams. Y'all want your exams back. And if you're not here on the day I give them back, then just come to my office. All right. I usually have like a stack of unclaimed tests just sitting there. Okay. As far as extra credit goes, don't ask. All right, because my answer is right now, no. All right. Now, that does not mean that there's no extra credit possible. That just means that Mr. Santos does not like when students come to him saying, Senor Santos, I really need an A in your class and I only have a C, so what can I do to bring my grade up? All right. And build a time machine, go back to August 29th and do your work, okay? Type of thing, that's my only answer. But, okay, one of the things, and that's why I put it there, if there's something related to the class that I feel everyone will benefit from, I'll assign it as extra credit. We have a lot of really interesting and fun events on campus, especially now that we're back to almost full capacity. And so if there is anything that is Spanish or language or intercultural related, I will announce it to you and I will assign it as extra credit. And all you really need to do is show up and just give me a summary of what the event was, okay? And that's why I brought this with me. It's also, like, I think on the school's website. No, I'm not going to give you bonus points for going to see Jurassic World. That's happening, this weekend, or next weekend, I'm sorry. But Santos, dinosaurs, no, that's nothing to do with Spanish. But if you look, on September 13th, which is a Tuesday, there is an international student reception. This year we have about 35, I think, students from different parts of the world that are here at MVCC. And every fall there's usually like a welcome, like meet and greet thing. And typically what I do for my classes is I tell you, just go, hang out. There's usually food, music sometimes. The only thing I ask is, you be nice and introduce yourself to one or two of our international students, and then just write a quick summary. I met Juan, he's a soccer player from Colombia, he's here studying business. They had, salsa music, and I ate, quesadilla and some hummus, boom, all right? You get 25 bonus points just for going, hanging out, meeting some of our international students, okay? So that's on the 13th, so, I'll definitely, assign, well, I'm doing it now. Definitely that's one of your possible extra credit, assignments if you want to do that, okay? And as they come up, because there's about 6 or 7 of them that I could tie into Spanish class that'll be happening throughout the semester. So, if you can go, great. If you can't, there's probably one coming up in a couple weeks that you can go to. Okay. I expect you to come to class with your book, having covered, whatever we're doing, and of course, I would like you to use as much Espanol as possible, okay? This does not mean full sentences, paragraphs, whatever. Even if you just say, hola, Senor Santos. Come on, if you've seen Dora the Explorer, you can at least say hola, right? You're like, yeah, I guess so, Santos. Yeah, you can at least whip out the old Dora vocabulary, okay? The last thing on this, as far as my classroom rules and policies go, as a courtesy to myself and other students, please keep your phone on vibrate, okay? Better yet, there's that little moon symbol, like where you won't hear anything. But keep it on vibrate, keep it on silent. Buzzing doesn't bother me, your ringtone does. I don't care what it is, all right? It really doesn't, unless it's like Lizzo or something, I don't wanna hear it. And of course, please refrain from texting during class. If it's an emergency, you guys are grown up, so I'll let you decide what an emergency is, but if it's your buddy going, hey, what's up, hey, Spanish is up, all right, so don't answer them, all right? They can wait, in this case, another 20 minutes to find out what's up. I know, right? Time flies. You're like, shit, yeah, it is 20 minutes away. So yeah, okay? If you go to the next page, por favor, that means please, okay? I have broken down our calendar, or at least our semester, and how far I am planning to cover, okay? So if you look 829 today, we're looking at the syllabus. We are introducing the course. We're gonna make a few introductions here in a minute, and if there's time, we'll start with the preliminary chapter. If not, then that will be our first thing on Wednesday, okay? And as I mentioned, I plan on spending about 2 weeks per chapter, and then as we get further along and it gets harder, 2.5 to 3 weeks, okay? At the end of each chapter, there will be an exam, okay? And so I have tentatively, all right, listed those out, All right, so you can see chapter 1 test, chapter 2 test, chapter 3 test. I do plan on showing a movie in class. No, it will not be like the cheesy textbook productions like Hola Juan, Hola Maria, you know. It will be an actual, you know, Hollywood or the Mexican version of Hollywood production type of thing, okay? By then, you should understand some of the vocabulary, all right? I don't expect you to get all of it, but you should get enough, all right? And honestly, one of the best ways to learn another language is by watching it and listening to it. I know a lot of I have a lot of friends and students who are like European or who were Bosnian and stuff like that. And they're like, oh yeah, I learned Spanish by watching Spanish telenovelas, which are Spanish soap operas. Because they're acted so badly that you understand what they're saying, and of course because they're like, no, mi amor, you're like, something about love, and no, and she just got cheated on, yeah, slap her, throw her down the stairs, you know, type of thing. And so, you know, so we will be watching a film, all right? I've already listed then our holiday break at the end of November. And of course, I know it's still August and it's like in the 90s today, but at some point we will reach December before you know it. The end of the semester, and of course, our chapter 5 test will be our quote unquote final exam. Okay, so it won't be a comprehensive one, but just that final test. Okay, and of course, I do reserve the right to alter this syllabus. Should anything happen. So I know that, you know, we're not thinking about it now, but every now and then nature surprises us and we might get a snowstorm in November or December, and, you know, the college might close or, you know, whatever. Okay, so we will alter the syllabus as we need it. Okay, questions, preguntas? Sí.
Will all of our work be on Blackboard? For, obviously you said we could print it out and hand deliver it or whatever.
No.
No?
And that's a very good question. Blackboard I will mainly be using, and as you can see, there's a little camera filming there. Blackboard I will mainly post lectures and notes from class, like if I do any slides or whatever. That's more if you happen to be absent, especially if it's COVID related. You can just go onto Blackboard and see what we did the day before, or so it usually takes me about, you know, I usually can't get to it until the afternoon, and stuff like that. But as far as assignments and other things go, no, I'm not going to use it for that. Most of that will be done in class.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you give us handouts, right?
Yeah.
Handouts and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of old that way. All right, good question though. Okay, anyone else? All right, the rest of it is stuff that we put in that I'm sure you can read. Anti-racism statement, obviously you're taking a class about a foreign language and a foreign culture, so hopefully you're not racist or act racist in class. Plus, FYI, I'm brown, you know, I'm not white, so don't be racist to me. Type of thing, all right? If you go to the second to last page, the only one that I really need to read, everything else you can read on your own, the self-identification statement. If anyone has either a physical or a learning disability, please let me know. And also, hopefully, you have already been in touch with the Office of Accessibility Resources. Their information is right there if you haven't contacted them. They will make sure that you have every accommodation that you are legally entitled to. All right? On the last page, on the very last part, and this is what I'll close the syllabus with, when it comes to COVID, it's not over yet. Okay, it's still out there, all right? But of course, a lot of the rules and regulations have been relaxed. So just a couple of things, okay? Number one, if you do test positive, if you take a COVID test, please let me know, all right? Not to, blast it out there, but so that I can take appropriate precautions myself, and also if you do have to isolate, if you do have to miss, so that I can prepare the work, okay, that you can keep up with the class. I do advise you to take all recommended precautions, so the self-isolate, the quarantining, and the mask wearing, and whatever the new rules are, okay. Number two, if you do have symptoms and you haven't tested, but if you do feel achy, if you do feel the sniffles, if you do you can't smell coffee anymore. Some people lose smell, all right? I'm told that's the most annoying thing. Then please use your best judgment, okay? And obviously nobody can force you to get tested or stay home or whatever, but honestly, and this applies to all illnesses, I would rather you be 100% than struggling physically in the classroom. And I say this to people even if they just have a cold or a migraine or whatever. I'm like, I'd rather you be here 100% than be like, bathrooms are over there. So running every 3 minutes to go throw up or something. You're definitely not doing anyone any favors. Okay, and number three, as I mentioned, I will make arrangements with you. Those absences that I mentioned earlier, if it's COVID related, it doesn't count. Okay, that's like a whole separate issue. Whether it's you or whether you're taking care of someone, I will make arrangements for. That's why I record my lectures. You will have the lectures so you can watch what you missed, and if necessary, I'm only doing this for COVID. If necessary, I can put exams online so you can take them there. Okay. If it's a cold, I'll just say, Fatima, just make it up when you come back. All right, take some Sudafed and come back on Monday. But if it's something worse, then yeah, I will put the exams online. I will make any accommodation because I know it's not fun and I know it's kind of a weird situation still. All right. Preguntas. All right then. Just so you know a little bit about Senor Santos. I was born and raised in California, okay? Both of my parents were from Mexico, all right? So the Spanish I am teaching you has a Mexican accent to it and will use some Mexican vocabulary. That's not to say that I haven't been around. I lived in Argentina for 2.5 years. I've been to Spain, I've been to Venezuela before it got dangerous. I've been to a lot of other places, so my Spanish is pretty well rounded. But I do get the occasional student who says, Senor Santos, my neighbors are Puerto Rican, and they literally don't say that. Well, yeah, they don't because they're Puerto Rican. I'm Mexican, okay, we're different. All right, and the best example, since I'm assuming everybody here is an English speaker, Americans will call it an elevator. If you were to go visit London, does anyone know what they call it there? A lift, yes. Okay. Have you been there or you just know? Yeah, you're like, I just know everything, Santos. Right? No, but yes, okay. One is not right, one is not wrong. It's just different. They're both English, okay? Same thing with pronunciation, okay? For whatever reason, this word in the United States, what is that? Zebra. If you were to go anywhere else where they speak English, they pronounce it zebra, okay? New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, Britain, okay, it's zebra, all right? We're the weird ones on that one, all right? The Americans are. And so that's basically the differences between the Spanish I'm teaching you and if your neighbor, your boyfriend, whatever is Puerto Rican or Dominican or from Guatemala or, whatever. There are slight differences in vocabulary, there are slight differences in pronunciation, okay? Now, since I did live in South America, I've been to Spain, I could probably say, all right, so, we have we have 7 different words that mean pen, all right? Depending on where you're from, okay? And if you're really curious, I can give them all to you, although more than likely I'll teach you the 2 or 3 that are the most common, okay? So stuff like that, all right? I've been teaching here at MVCC for about 18 years, all right? So I am old. I do, Espanol usually, although on occasion they do let me do history. So if you ever see a Santos under the history offerings, that's me. Okay, it's not my twin, although I like to tell people that. All right, no, but it's me. Okay, now what I'd like to do is get you to practice, plenty of time, practice un poquito de español. Okay, you only have to say 2 things today. Well, maybe 2. Does anyone know what me llamo means? My name is. All right, looks like some of you have taken Espanol. So say me llamo, all right? And then of course, whatever you want to be, or whatever your name is, not what you want to be named. I don't do the whole Spanish names thing like you would in high school. Although if you do have a name that is translatable, I already forgot, but I know there's like Jonathan, I don't know which one you are. That is Jonathan in Espanol, okay? Or Joshua, wait, are you Joshua? Joshua? It's Josue, so I might, use the Spanish form of it. Madison, yeah, there's no Madison in Espanol, so I will probably say Madisona, because in Spanish you add an A and it makes it feminine, so, whatever, okay? Or Kyle, I might call you Kyle O, add an O, because there is no Kyle in Spanish, lo siento, okay? Most of the time I forget, though, and I'll just be like Kyle, all right, instead of Kylo. Ooh, Kylo, like Star Wars. Never mind. All right, so, does anyone know or remember Soy de?
I'm from.
Look at that. If I remembered your name, I would give you bonus points.
Okay.
I'm from, okay? I'm from, so tell me where you're from, okay? Or where you claim to be from, all right? So you would just give like the place then. And then the rest, I'm gonna call it Spanglish. But this means you can do it in English too. Just give me whatever experience you might have in Espanol. So if you've never taken Spanish before, just say, I've never taken Espanol. Santos is my first class. If you took 2 years in high school, Señor Santos, I took 2 years in high school. If you went on a cruise and you spent 3 days in Cancun, I went on a cruise and I spent 3 days in Cancun, all right? If your girlfriend is Puerto Rican, my girlfriend's Puerto Rican. I know the swear word she yells at me, that's about it. You're like, I know that, okay? Other than that, I'm not sure what she's saying, all right? So for example, I'll start, okay? Me llamo Señor Santos, okay? Or Professor Santos. Soy de California, all right? Born and raised in California. My experience, mi experiencia, well, I'm the teacher, I teach Spanish. Pero I was raised speaking Espanol, okay? I spoke English and Spanish at home. When I was about your age, I was like 19 years old, I moved to Argentina, so I lived in Argentina till I was about 22. And I think I already said this, but I've been to Spain and Mexico and one time to Venezuela, and yeah, so that's me, okay? Bueno, we'll start con mi amiga right here. Por favor. No? Okay. Señorita?
Me?
Sí.
Me llamo Fatima, soy de Detroit. Mi experiencia, I took Spanish in high school.
Okay, how many years?
Just 1 year.
Just 1 year?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, muy bien, está bien. Perfecto. All right, sí, just like that. All right. Señor, in the back.
Me llamo Zachary, soy de Barnville, New York. I haven't taken any formal Spanish classes
At all?
at all, but I did kind of do Babel over the summer.
Oh, okay. All right, muy bien, está bien. Have you taken any languages at all?
French.
Okay, the grammar's the same.
Okay.
Right? If that helps any, I don't know. You might be like Santos, I have no idea what it was. But yeah, okay, the grammar between like languages like Italian, Spanish, French are pretty much the same. Okay? So muy bien, excellent. What was your name again? Lo siento.
Zachary.
Zacharias. Okay.
Zacharias.
Zacharias. No, I'll probably just go with Zach.
Okay.
Is Zach okay?
That's good.
Yeah, okay. Some people don't like their name shortened. All right, so, Senor.
Me llamo Harold, but people call me Jeter. Jeter, like Derek.
Oh, Jeter. I'm like, Jeter? Like boo, is. Okay.
No, like Derek. That one. Soy de Lewis County. And I took Spanish for 4 years in high school, but I failed my last year because my favorite teacher left, and I didn't like the new one.
Oh, lo siento. So you
I
got back to him.
I forgot almost everything.
Okay, está bien. What did you say, Lewis County?
Lewis County,
Where's that?
north. It's the county just north of Oneida.
Okay, all right, lo siento. I've lived here like 18 years now, and I still don't know where half the places are, so gracias, thank you. All right, muy bien. Jonathan, I mean, stranger, I don't know.
Me llamo Juan, or Jonathan. Soy de Westmoreland, and I took 2 years in high school.
Okay, muy bien. How long ago was that?
I took a freshman and sophomore year.
Okay, so it's been a few years.
7th and 8th grade too.
Okay, muy bien, excelente. Señorita.
Me llamo Madison, soy de Barnaville, Tom Patton. I only took French, and I took half a year of Spanish, so.
Okay, then same thing. The grammar's the same. All right, so you should be okay. All right, está bien. Señorita.
Me llamo Pasal, soy de Thailand. I have 2 years of experience in high school, but my teacher changes frequently, so I don't know any Spanish.
Okay, I'm sure you know something. All right, you'd be surprised how much you remember. All right, so muy bien. So it's Pasha?
Pasa.
Pasa. Like in Spanish. Muy bien. Señor.
Me llamo Joshua, soy de Rome. I took up to Spanish 3, which was my sophomore year, was the last year I took Spanish.
Okay, all right, muy bien.
Me llamo Kyle, soy de Erskine Falls, and growing up I had neighbors from Guatemala. They're very nice.
And so you talk
I know,
to them.
yeah, I know some, a little bit, not a whole lot.
You know the food at least, right?
Yeah, it was so good.
I tell people.
Could go for a meal.
Yeah, okay. Esther, are you related to Amanda?
I don't know, I don't think so.
Okay.
Wait,
Well, Yato.
I gotta think. Depends on how our last name is spelled. It has an A before
Just
the
like
W.
yours.
Maybe. If it has an A before the W, probably not.
Okay, no, it's spelled, never mind. Okay, so you're probably not. It's probably like Smith or Jones. I would guess, but Yato is a little bit unusual. Okay, so muy bien. So, see, we're pretty much all in the same situation. Okay, we all know the same amount of Espanol, so no need to worry. The only one you have to worry about impressing is me. No, I'm joking. Okay, so we have a few minutes. Okay, so I have one phrase up here, and that is a buenos dias. Does anyone know what buenos dias means?
Good morning.
Good morning, yes. Clase, this is where I get my entertainment for the day. Please repeat, buenos dias. Okay, that just means good morning. That's just your standard greeting, okay? Good morning. ¿Qué hora es? All right, in about an hour, all right, in Espanol, you'll begin to say, oops. Does anyone know what buenas tardes?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, clase, please repeat. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Sí, good afternoon. Okay? And then, of course, our final greeting. Buenas noches. Anyone know what buenas noches?
Good evening or good night.
Muy bien. Okay, it actually has two meanings. If you're meeting someone for the first time, okay, it's good evening. I'm just gonna put good eve, all right? And of course, if it's the end of the night and you're saying goodbye, all right, it's good night. All right, so clase, please repeat, buenas noches. Buenas noches, sí, muy bien. Now, these are your standard polite greetings, no matter what time of the day you are talking to someone. Obviously, your default, and once again, if you have watched even one episode of Dora the Explorer, okay, what does hola mean?
Hello.
Hi or hello, okay? We don't have a difference in Espanol. Hola is just hi or hello. Your most basic greeting, okay, your easiest one, if someone comes up to Madison and says, buenos dias, and she freezes, she can just say what? Hola, okay? And boom, 100% appropriate, okay? Now, when it comes to this one, anyone know what adios?
Bye.
Goodbye, yeah, either bye or goodbye. Once again, in Spanish, it's the same. So clase, repeat, adios. Yeah, at the end of every Dora episode, there'd be like, you have to find her, and it's like, adios, okay? Yes, goodbye, all right? It's all over, all right? So, you can go home, impress your family, your friends, your neighbors, okay, your significant others. You learned a little bit of Espanol, okay? Now, if you have El Libro, what is Libro?
Look.
If you have El Libro, por favor, bring it on Wednesday. If you don't, okay, hopefully you can share with a neighbor. Also, completely forgot this one. This is on reserve in the library. What does that mean? You can check it out, but you can't take it out of the library. So you can check it out for 2 hours. Check it out and then take pictures. All right, and then you can look at it with whatever device you have.
And pretend like we didn't just hear that.
Yeah, that's why I whispered. So, you can, keep it on your tablet, on your phone, whatever device you prefer to use. Okay? On Wednesday, we will continue with some basic introductions and greetings. All right? Bienvenidos. Welcome to Español. We are going to have fun. Y adios. Adios. All right, go. Leave now. All right, that wasn't practice. I was literally telling you to get out.